I muted. I went, okay, so we got some learning, some things.
Always trying to do something cool and techie.
I know. And I didn't want to have any sound because I just don't like doing that. Sound is overrated.
What's video without sound? A Michael Daniels production.
True. Very true.
Well, hey, we're back. We're back on a Wednesday. It's like 2 times in a row.
I know. Uh-oh, won't not back. Richard?
BR in La Casa.
There you go. And Dan's Hotter Home. Thank you. Awesome.
Appreciate you helping out there, Dan. All right. Hello.
How are you, modern day tech, sir? How you been? Look at there. Beauty bubble. Whew, I made it.
Awesome. Really glad. So this is the StreamYard community over on Facebook. That's where she's from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right. Need to trademark that. Yeah, there's no trademarks needed. I just do it.
Yeah, most people don't want to duplicate it, so I think you're fair. I think you don't have anything to worry about.
That's right. That's right.
All right. What are we talking about today? We're going to try to do this in like a short time, like 30, 40 minutes.
We're going to try. We're going to do everything we can in our power to do that. And definitely there'll be some.
See the look on my face? I'm not worried. I'm not scared.
I know. I think in community members, that'll give the community members a little bit of time to come in and ask some questions that they might have too. Anybody that's in our community.
That'd be good.
Yes, absolutely. It would be good. So I look forward to that. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions. Okay, there. See? Look there. Join the link. That's right. The link is in the description of this video. You will see the link in there to join our community if you want to come on. It is a paid-for community, $10 a month, and we do sessions. We have workshops. We have daily tips. We have all kinds of stuff, and you get after party. Anytime we have an event, you can come in afterward. So that's what we do. What we're talking about tonight, this one is about the new YouTube Studio.
YouTube Studio Beta. Exactly.
Beta.
So YouTube Studio, for those of you who do YouTube videos, there's like this back end user face where you go in and you edit your video, you add tags, you add descriptions, et cetera, et cetera. And YouTube just recently made the default for everyone, the new, we're saying new, it's been around a little while, but they're improving it regularly, YouTube Studio Beta. Now, the classic is still available. It's still there, and you can still go back to the classic. But we're hoping that after today's show, you might feel a little bit more comfortable not going back to classic because maybe you haven't heard this yet. They do plan to remove classic soon. I think the report I read said early January or early 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We're now in the middle. So I'm thinking early is over. So I'm thinking any day now it could disappear. So you might as well get used to Studio Beta and get used to finding your way around there. And so today we're going to talk about some of the things that you may want to know how to do that are not as easy or as intuitive as they once were. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, Michael, you've been using it for a couple months now regularly.
Yes.
And you pretty much know your way around.
I do. I know my way around, but I'm learning stuff all the time because they keep adding stuff and changing stuff. And, so it's a work in progress for them, but I actually love it. I use it in practicality uses. So, and you were
so you saying that is the reason why I'm like, dude, help me out. Cause I haven't been using the back end of videos for a while because I haven't been producing videos for a while now. So now that I'm getting back into it, I'm like, whoa, what they do. And Michael's like, oh no, I love it. Here, let me show you. So that's why we're doing this today, because we want to show you guys where you can do things like, let's just jump into it. I mean, where do I find my live videos? So I've streamed a video and then I go back there to fix the video and I can't find it. Where's the live video?
And this was this actually was a very common one at first, for sure.
Well, of course it is, because they've hidden it. But it'll be so obvious once you show us, right?
I hope so. All
right. I'm taking your word for it.
All right. So
did I give you enough time to do your screen share? No? Okay. It's smooth. It's smooth like butter.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to a new tab. You see my new tab. I'm just going to go into how I have it on right here. I go into YouTube videos and it always defaults. And here's why you can't find it. Leave me a couple seconds to get there, but it should get there. Okay. It always defaults to the upload section. So if you
wait, stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it defaults to the upload section. What is the upload section?
Uploads. It's now in sections. They divided uploads and live.
Okay.
So I don't know that they call it a section. I call it a section.
Oh, the little tabby up on top there.
Yeah, exactly. So live is right next to it. So what you would have to do is you would have to click on live, and that'll show you your live ones. And then this is where, like you can see the one we're in right now. It's actually live.
Oh. Hey, we're live right now. Look at there.
That's right. But any upcoming ones, so if you do a lot of them upcoming, they're right here. You can see. I hope you can see. I mean,
I think it's readable. It looks really good. This StreamYard screen sharing is actually quite nice.
It does a good job, doesn't it?
Oh, except, yeah, it does. Sorry, I thought I lost your sound there for a minute, but go ahead.
Okay. But you don't get to see the arrows, or do you, on screen? No?
You move around a little slower. I see something and then it disappears, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't see your arrow anywhere.
Okay, so that part's not working. So, and that's might be, I know why. I mean, I think it's because I'm screen sharing the browser version. Let's come off of that for a second and just see. I want to try something, test something.
I love that part about our show. We just make it work. Like, you know, we come into the same issues and difficulties that just about any user does. So here we get to work it out together. I like that part.
I have to agree with you on that one. So, whoa, okay, that's not good, is it? Is anybody sick yet?
I would say no. I would say no on that one. All right, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to say hello to some folks.
Please.
We got Dan and Eileen, Richard. And when I'm doing that, can you not screen share?
No, you're fine. It just will not do it for whatever reason. So I wanted to go to make sure. Let me try this, see if this does better. There, how's that? That's showing, right? Yeah, okay, so then you can see my mouse and everything. You get to see the arrows. Good, okay, so now we're good.
All right, now we're good.
So upcoming would be like, you can see, it's still not showing you the arrow, though, that I put up there. Oh, well.
All right, so there's a section there below the video that we're live. You've kind of moved up a little bit. So we can't see that the live video is there, the one we're in currently. But just below that is a gray bar section says upcoming, and then you have 3 videos set to go upcoming, right? So those are things that you've set up as live streams.
Exactly, live replay. This is the replay after it's already been live. This is where they end up. And that's the section you were probably talking about. Hey, where is that? I can't find it, all that kind of stuff. So you can see our past show and our game shows and all that kind of stuff. So that's the videos once they're done. Okay.
That's good. All right. So what if I wanted to know like how to share the link? Like when I'm in that video and I realize, oh, I should probably share the replay or, you know, whatever to my Facebook group. How do I get the link that allows me to share? These are all things that I do.
Yes, I'm glad you said this one, because this one right here, and look, there were some people that asked a bunch of questions. So if you have any questions too, and you want to see some stuff, we'll add those in as well.
We've got some.
I know that some of these were already asked. This one is, to me, is extremely frustrating. And I tell you why I say it's frustrating, because if you look right here, there's a hover menu. I don't know if you can see that come up whenever I'm hovering.
Yes. So what you're saying is next to the description and title is like a blank, but then when you move your mouse over it, the things pop up.
That's exactly right. So one is kind of cool too. So I can go like right over here. I can hover over here, and you can take you into the live control room, view in the live control room. So if you have an event coming up and you want to know how to get into the control room, it's different than the old one, but it's a way to do that. So when you hover over that, but once it's already the replay, you can view on YouTube. It gives you a chance to watch that video over on YouTube. And,
Oh, okay.
and to answer your question, you go to the options, which is the 3-dot menu. And this is where you get a shareable link.
Oh, so you don't even need to leave this, because I know in the classic version I had to leave. I had to go to another the playable window and copy and paste that link. So that's good. All
Yep.
right. So here's the thing. Right there where you are, Dan had a question. Is it a separate app from YouTube? Now, you're on desktop, so obviously this is not an app, but on your phone you can actually access some of this stuff too, right?
On your phone, there's actually an app that's called YouTube's. It's YT Studio, and I have it on mine. I don't know if you'll. There's no way you'll be able to see that probably, but it's YT Studio, YouTube Studio. So
It looks like a cogwheel.
Yep, very similar to what this is.
Similar. You are limited on the kind of things that you can do and everything, but what we're talking about specifically today, Dan, is the desktop version.
Yep, exactly. So when you and if you can pull it up in a Chrome browser, I mean, we should clarify that, because if you can pull up a Chrome browser in your telephone, then you can access this too. It's just going to be really hard to see. You'll have
even the biggest cell phone, you're still going to have trouble seeing that, but it's fine.
That's right.
Zoom
Yeah,
in.
you have to have like a that's funny.
Anyway,
60-inch telephone that you have.
60-inch telephone. Hey, I hear that's the new popular thing to do.
Really
all right.
Around and anyway, okay, here we go.
All right, back to the reason why we're doing this.
Yeah, get shareable link. So that's one way to get the shareable link. If you already are in, one thing that's kind of nice, like I'm going to go into this past game show so you can see. I'm going to click on you notice how the text turns blue. That lets you know you're going into that. And this is where you can edit the title.
So now this is like editing that video specifically. Right. You're not going to watch the video. You're going in to edit that video. Okay, good.
Now,
show us some stuff here, because this is all new to me. 3
things right away I just love. Right here, I can highlight the name of the title, copy, paste, and put it wherever I want. Over here, remember how you went and got that link? This is...
Oh, there's the shareable link again.
Yeah, the shareable link. I can do that right there. And what's cool too is it'll tell you the file name. Like if I was doing... If I was doing it, it'll tell you, like if you uploaded an MP4 file, it'll tell you what that MP4 file was. So if you want to go back to the raw data and re-upload it or something like that, or make a change, it'll tell you what that file is, so you can go back and find it on your hard drive or whatever. That's kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat. The other thing that I absolute love, description is pretty much the same as it was before. Thumbnail, that's pretty much the same as it was before. You can see there. But down here, tags are beautiful, because now you can copy. You can copy all those tags.
Oh, that's huge. For somebody who does regular YouTubing, creating videos on a regular basis, most of your content has a base amount of tags that you're going to utilize in almost all of your videos. And that's a really simple trick that I had to pay a service to do that before. So thank you, YouTube.
I totally agree with that. I mean, I love that feature.
So now I'm seeing that you can do cards and end screens from here too. Have you tried that yet? I know that's not stuff that you mess with often, but.
Yes, I do more now because it's right here.
It's right there. Okay.
I want to, while we're here though, I'll get into some of those things, but on the left-hand side, this column on the left, the menu column, if you notice that changed. Detail, analytics, editor, comments, transcripts, monetization, other features. This is on the one I've chosen, this video. If you notice, I'm going to go back real quick. If I go back, you'll see it changes to dashboard, videos, analytics, comments, transcriptions, copyright, monetization.
So I'm going to guess this is channel wide menu.
It is. Yes.
And then the next one, when you go back to,
when I click on the title of whatever I'm going to edit or look at, this is just specific to this.
Video specific.
Analytics on this video. I can get the editor for this video. And the reason, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because you mentioned cards and end screen. You notice that over there on the right? If I go to editor right now, let me click on editor So you can see it takes you to dark mode, which I don't know why it's dark and nothing else is, but anyway, you can add blur.
Now you know you're going to actually edit the
I guess
video. You're
you
not
can
just
add it.
editing data, you're editing the video.
That's right. That's right. So I can edit these things. I can add blur. I can add an end screen. So I have the same functionality while I'm in here. And I can actually, one thing that's nice is adding the blur. Like let's say you did something and you left a phone number in there that you have to go back and blur.
Ooh.
You go to a section, blur it out. It's really nice. Or add your end screen. And there's a, it's the same standard choices. You have all your ones here. You can have a blank one and just do your own template, but it's got the same standard ones that before. And all I did was click on that. I just clicked on it to make that come up like that.
Wow. I want to share a comment right here. Dan has 4 monitors at work, and he is totally doing this as we go. So good job on sharing about that. And Eileen has a tip. You can actually download your live streams when you're done streaming. It takes a while for it to be ready, meaning it hasn't rendered totally to the server yet. But once it's ready, you can actually download it.
Eileen,
that's cool.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly. I love that part too. It's so nice to be able to do that. If this is something that you do all the time, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what's really nice about this, even if you don't do this all the time, let's just say you maybe only upload a video once a week, maybe once every other week. What's really nice is you can go back into a video from before, like you're in a game night plus word, and you're going to do game night plus word in a week. You can actually copy that data from that page and in another tab, go and paste it into the upcoming video. So you've got all that continuity and it's real simple and you don't miss anything. You don't lose anything or leave anything out. So that's really nice for somebody who doesn't do it every day and isn't in there every day trying to make, billions of dollars on YouTube.
That's right. So if you look at here also, okay, so right here we have, I can change it from public to private to unlisted. Let's say you do something, you're like, oh my gosh, there was something on there. I'm going to get a copyright. Let me go make it unlisted real quick. You can immediately, once it's done, you can go in and make it unlisted, go back, blur it out, and then make it public. And you don't have to worry about pulling it off and putting it back on and doing all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a good, quick way to do that. And right
so now before you go on about that, there's something that I do with my videos where after my video is done, my live stream is done, it automatically goes to unlisted, but that's in the advanced tab. Does this have an advanced, like where the monetization is and all of that stuff?
Well, if you notice along the left-hand side, you have monetization, all that stuff is along the left side. There is an advanced up at the top. You can see basic and then advanced.
Okay.
I'll try and I can't highlight, but if I go to advanced,
here
it is: recording date, video location, syndication.
Yeah, and where you can turn off the comments. Yeah, this is exactly what I was asking about. Okay, very cool. So it's all still there. They haven't gotten rid of the things that I use. Awesome.
Exactly. Allow embedding, all that same stuff. Allow the live chat replay. Yeah, all those same things there. It's on the advanced section, and that's just a tab at the top.
All right. I don't know if you had something else you wanted to go to, but I have a crazy question.
Sure.
And I know this isn't something everybody does all the time, but what if you were just doing a bunch of testing and you'd like to delete it? I recently had a bunch of testing I was doing and I wanted to delete it. And I think that was the reason why I called you in the first place. Is like, Michael, I don't know how to delete a video.
Okay. So that's a great question. And to me, it's very frustrating because there's really only one spot, but maybe they do this on purpose. So you
don't delete it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I will show you that. First of all, you can't be in it. So right now I'm in it, right? So I can't do anything with that. So I got to go back out. I have to go back to where my videos are. In the old one, I think what you used to do is you used to click this box on the left-hand side. There's a little square box next to the video.
Exactly.
Then you had options. Well, delete's not one of the options anymore. So see, like I can't, if I go to edit, delete's not one of those options. So I was really at a loss. I didn't know what to do or where. That is where you have to go to that little options menu. Remember the hover that I talked about?
Yes. Yes.
And then when you're here, you just hit delete. And then
my goodness.
Always going to verify. I understand that deleting this video from YouTube is permanent and cannot be undone. It makes you check a box before you actually delete it. But it's very frustrating to find. That's why I don't like hover menus. Eileen, I believe
Yeah,
you
because
did
it's like hidden.
yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were talking to Eileen. Go ahead.
Eileen did a show with Tom from the Creators Insiders, I think. Hello, Insiders, the one that always does that. And this is a question that I proposed to him. Please, if it's visible, I mean, if it already has the real estate, just leave it there. Don't
Why hide it?
hide it. Because people ask me all the time, this is where you had the issue of where do I go delete? You know, I know how to delete on the old one. Just bring it back. Gosh, please just do that. So it's a matter of knowing to do that. But one thing is cool too is you can like monetization, all of this stuff right here. I can, and here's where I can change it to private, unlisted, public as well. I can do all those as well from here. So if there's some quick things that you want to do and see, you can get that as well.
Now I will say, and Richard brings this up, so I'm gonna mention it now because it was something I was going to say about later. But there are some parts still to the beta that haven't yet fully switched over to beta. There's some parts that you have to access, and when you do, it actually takes you to classic. And why don't you show us what those are now?
Yep. What you want to do is, okay, so if you're on your channel and you look over here where it says dashboard video analytics, that's where I am right now. There, it says other features. What happens is when you have other features and you get a little menu here, they don't have a.
And what does that say? Can you read that to us? Because those tiny little letters.
Yeah, no problem. It's playlist, live.
No. Above that.
Oh, above that it says, until all features are built, you can switch to Creator Studio Classic. Learn more.
So this is a whole list of all the items that are still in Classic for now.
And there might be some features like from the live events and stuff that you can do from here, but it's not fully here yet. So they give you that option to go back to what you're used to, which some people think that's frustrating.
Well, it is kind of different. I mean, you're not actually going all the way back to Classic because, like Eileen says, it's actually a watered down version. You're actually not being taken back to Classic. You're just going to the Classic version of that editing tool, which has not yet been built in the Studio Beta version. And that's the point, is that this is the list of items that they're working on, and as they get put into a place in here, then they won't be back to the watered down Classic version. So
yeah, exactly. And she was replying to Richard on this one, which is what you brought up. Exactly. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm telling you, there are some things that you go, oh my gosh, where is it? Where is it? But I will say this. They've listened to like the copying of tags. I love that. That's really a great thing, because a lot of times I do a plus word show. So all I'm doing is copying the tags from one to the next, to the next, and the next. Makes it really easy. That's one thing that that's one of the big things. But so they're adding stuff as well, but they're not adding anything back on the Classic. So make sure, so this is why we're encouraging you to learn this. Learn this now, because this is going to become really important, and you're going to need to know some of this stuff. So that's why we're trying to help you out with some of these things.
And I mean, realistically, Classic is going away. There's no getting around that. So you might as well prepare yourself by getting into the Studio Beta. And so that's the attitude I've had to adopt. Actually, I was very much against this when it first came out because it was so broken. But in the time that I've not been making videos, they have fixed so many things, and they've added so many features. It's been amazing. So I'm really grateful that they keep working on it. And now that it's up there for everybody to use, they're getting more and more feedback. So let's talk about feedback. I know that there's a difference with the feedback. So why don't you show them that?
Yeah. When you're in certain areas, and there's certain times or certain spots, like if I'm on a particular video or whatever, sometimes you'll
screen share.
Yeah, let me screen share that. I'm sorry. Thank you. That's a good idea, since I thought to do that.
Hey, can I just mention this before we go on? This is Becky that we met in Greer, South Carolina on the tour.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Becky. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, a lot of times you're right here. Go ahead. Are you going to say something else?
Well, I was just going to say, so one thing that does happen if you do switch over to the classic is you're popped up with that screen that says, so why are you switching? Because they want to know. It's an annoying
Mhm.
pop-up if you do it every single time. But please be honest and let them know why you're switching. What is it that's missing? What do you need over here that isn't over here? Because that's how
Yeah,
they work on that stuff, is based on your feedback. So
you're
go
right.
ahead.
Yep, absolutely. No, that is so true. Feedback is huge too. I just want to emphasize, I know from being a product expert on Google products, feedback, every single feedback gets looked at. You won't believe that, but it's true. I mean,
Hmm.
they do that. That's really important to them. Um, so what I'm showing you here, basically, to give feedback on this particular thing or this area, you really, the menu on the left always stays. So that's a good thing. So you always have send feedback down along the left hand side. But
Even
if you're
if you're in the list of your channel videos, it's
right,
still there. Oh, I see. Okay.
yep.
Nice.
So no matter where I am, it's down along the bottom left. You can also get the feedback by clicking on your icon, not your one in Chrome. Notice there's two icons here. It's the bigger one that I'm in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
where you can upload videos and stuff like that. If you click on that, your account, there's things you can do here. You can go to your channel. It'll take you to your channel, which is good. It's the only way to get to your channel, which in my opinion, I think, I think it should be, everything should be accessible, and there should be buttons up there to go to these things, but that's okay. You have to click to get there. I mean, that's just my opinion. If it was me, I'd have all these buttons up there at the top, along the top, so I could click, okay, go to my channel. If I
But I
did
like, though, what
YouTube,
I will say, though, is that I like that they've put it underneath your profile picture, because it makes more sense than the way it used to be. It,
well, a lot of
I don't
people,
want to keep talking about it, what it used to be, but I mean, honestly, it
yeah,
makes more sense. You're under your picture. You want to go to your channel. That's what it takes you to.
yeah,
That makes
that's true.
sense.
I mean, that does make sense. It's just that people don't know to click on their image.
Right. Right.
You know, that's the only thing that I don't like, is that, they're assuming that people know to go click and do. And that's why we're here to teach you and show you this
Yeah.
stuff right now.
Exactly. Hey, we wouldn't have a job if they didn't do stuff like that. So.
See, and the next thing is go to YouTube. There's a lot of times where I want to compare my video with something on YouTube, or I want to go over to YouTube real quick and check something out, and maybe check, like, hey, I'm using this phrase. I wonder if I type that in, how good that is or what comes up. I like to be able to go to YouTube. And so here's where you have to do that. You go to your channel, you go to YouTube. Here's another place to send feedback. So wherever you are and you can't remember, you can always click your icon and get some stuff that way. So if you have
All
more
right. So
than one account, but anyway, go ahead.
All right. So there's a lot of things different about analytics and some really cool features too, but we're already at the half-hour mark. So I'm thinking maybe we continue do this show, but focus more on the analytics and what has changed with the analytics. What do you think?
Perfect.
In
That's a great.
another episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just touch on it. I just want to, all I want to do is
Okay,
just
I'm timing you. Go ahead.
give me 30 seconds. You do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So analytics, amazing, super fantastic.
It's for
It
all the
ha-
nerds out there
this is
who
for the
enjoy this kind of stuff.
this is for the channel. If I go back to videos, I can get the analytics on a specific video by going into the description area and all this, and then looking at the analytics of this particular video. That's awesome to me because I can do that. The only other thing that I will say, and like you said, we'll do it in another episode. Let's say, like I do Plusword, the game show every Friday night. I can compare a video of mine with another video of mine, find out why I got this as far as analytics in that. So I love that. I do that all the time.
It's really beneficial to somebody who does multiple things on one channel. Like, I mean, you do game show, you do this tech show, you do sometimes baseball things. So you can see your viewership, you can see time of day, how much more viewership we get if we do it at this hour of the day versus doing this show later in the day.
That's
It's
exactly right.
really interesting if you want to dive into those kind of numbers, and I think we should do some of that in another episode so we can just
Yes,
keep it concise.
absolutely. I'm going to go about 5 more minutes just on a couple other features and stay away from analytics. We'll do that on another show.
Okay.
The filter, because it's search, because it's Google, I think this is a big deal. I love the filter on this. It takes some getting used to, but once you do it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can find out all kinds of stuff. I know Andrew asked me about this. He says, I don't like it because I can't find, all my unlisted videos or whatever. I know he mentioned that the other day. I said, sure you can. And then he said, well, you got to make 3 clicks to get there. I was like, okay, you do have to do that. I mean, that it is, everything's clickety click. I get that. But
It's
what's
Google,
cool,
you got to click your way through.
yeah. So visibility, I can filter everything that's unlisted and it'll pull up everything that's unlisted or private or public. That's really cool to be able to do those kind of things. Or I can, if I want to search something in the description and then put like whatever it is, if I want to do like,
Oh, so like on my channel, I could find all the art journal ones. As long
yeah,
as I had
yeah,
put art journal somewhere in the description, it'll pop
yeah,
up with all of them.
right. Like I just did OBS
Blown.
with OBS. Boom. There you go. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then you can do the same thing with the title. If you have it in the title, you would have something here with OBS. I could do that. If it had OBS in the title, then anything that had OBS in the title would come up here and I can find it if I'm looking for something. Yeah, I really like that. I think it's a really useful feature with the filter. Views. I like this. I can look at every one that I have over 500 views. I can look at every one. You can put what I like is I can put a value.
Mm-hmm.
I can put less than or greater than. It's really kind of cool that you can do that when you're searching. And like I said, I'm not going to get into all of this right now, and then monetization. If you want to check all the ones that aren't monetized and find out, hey, I need to monetize all these, or I need to not monetize some of these or whatever, you can find that out. Or limited. One thing is cool is, but by it, does anybody know what limited is? Have you ever heard of limited? Do you know what that is?
I'm guessing that it has to do with the ones that are in question, but I don't know.
Okay. And you're somewhat right. So for example, after I do a game show and there's some not bad words, but some risque chat in there, what YouTube does is it makes it limited. So by it being limited, it's saying that there's content in there that some of our sponsors will not put their ads in your video.
Now, without getting controversial, I will tell you that it can just happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that there was something in your video that was actually controversial. And for that, all you have to do is just ask them to manually review it. And within about 48 hours, you get an answer back. I know that personally because I've had some of my videos go under that limited thing. And I'm like, what? Why? I just paint. Like, but anyway, so.
Richard asks, if you are in beta, how do you go back to classic? Because I like to look at videos on YouTube. This is a great question too. And I think it's an important one, especially now, is if you go to the very bottom of this menu on the left, you'll see what's new, send feedback, and then creator studio classic. You can just click that and they're going to ask you, why are you going back? Because they want to know why you're going back. And if you tell them why, then maybe they'll add the feature or, that kind of stuff. What does he say next? If they
I'm not
remove,
sure I understand the question.
How will we be able to go see videos that are under classic now?
All of your videos that are on your channel, Richard, are in classic and beta. It's just a different skin or look to what you're looking at on how to deal with the information. So they haven't put anything in or out of.
Every live video, Richard, that I've ever done, I'm under live right now. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. If you look down at the bottom right, I don't know if you can see that, but it says rows of pages. I can go to specific pages, or I can make it 50, 30, or 10. I can go all the way back to when I started doing live videos. That's how I found that one that I did for the very first game show that we did. It was in 2014, I think it was. I went in there and found that. That's how I did that.
You have 170, no, 204, it looked like,
Is that what it was?
live
Yeah,
videos. Holy smokes.
175.
Yeah, but this
Of
you're
them
on the second page.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, so it has every live video that I've ever done, every upload that I've ever done. These are all the uploads. Now you'll notice a lot of unlisted. This is for our paid for community. These are the daily tips that I do, and I store them here. The 5th anniversary was public. You can see that's a public one, and you can see the views that I have on it. And I have.
Now, can you click on any of those headers up there and make it sort by that? I'm just curious. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not.
No. Okay. I was just curious if that was an option.
Good question. And I know that's been asked too. I know that's been put in feedback as well. But if I wanted to go see all of the ones that have Chrome, it'll show me every one of these. Like we do the daily tips that we do in our community. I can see anything, and I put a Chrome image there. So anything with Chrome in the title, and it says title contains Chrome, I can pull those up, or any videos that I did. Here's when I, back when I did some help videos and stuff, and see what kind of, I really like the way they have this set up. You could probably put a date in if you're going back to, like, I don't know. I don't know if I did a video in 10, 14, 14. Let's just see. No, I didn't. Okay. I was just taking a guess just to see if I could just to see how far back I could go. It'd be cool to flip that date though, wouldn't it, Heather?
I was just curious.
Yeah, no.
The things that make me curious.
Oh, look at that. It did.
Oh, look at that. Your very first video was 2009.
2009. Yep.
Pudge. Oh my goodness, Pudge.
I know it. How about that? It's when I was just putting my dogs and stuff up on there. And then when I started doing the umpire rules in 2013, look at that. December 5th, 2009 is where I first uploaded. And that's so you can on dates. I did not know that. So there you go.
Curious.
All of mine.
Okay, now click on views. Click on views.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Do it.
I know what has the most views.
Look at that.
Live account 58,000. Yeah.
Look at that. You can sort them by clicking on those.
Nice, huh?
Yeah. See, this is how you learn stuff. You just click until you break it.
Yeah, because I knew that these were not clickable. So
well, but they're not like a quantitative.
That's right. That's right.
Is that the right word? Did I use the right word? Quantitative? I don't know. Maybe it's not the right word, but it's close.
What a quantitative.
Oh,
I mean,
so Richard.
To that.
Yeah. So Richard, to get to video, we're just talking about editing videos, like the title, the description, your thumbnail, all those things. If you upload videos, that's what Studio Beta is about. That fixing that information in the back end of a video that allows it to be found in analytics and etc. So what you're talking about is going to your YouTube channel and watching your subscriptions, your people that you follow, doing a search, finding how to fix your washer machine. All that stuff is done on YouTube itself. This is YouTube Studio Beta version. That is YouTube.
Yep. And right now, if you go to YouTube, he says, I can see lots of videos by others, but if they remove classic, those won't be there. If they are in beta, where they are. I don't know. Does classic actually show that?
No. He's confusing it. He's just confusing it. Richard, I'll explain it to you later when you're in the after party.
Yeah. Okay. So also, if you look at this logo up here on the left-hand side too, if you want to go view your channel, which I think is what he's talking about. If I click here and view my channel, if I go there, there's my channel. And then all these people on the left-hand side, the people that I subscribe to and all that kind of stuff is all.
And if you look up at the top, at the tab on the top of your browser, it says Michael Daniels YouTube. You're no longer in Studio Beta.
That's right. You're not
because this is YouTube. This is not the back end to edit videos.
That's right. Exactly. But if I want to go, I can click my image and go back to YouTube Studio Beta. Just like Classic. Classic doesn't, this is not Classic right here. This is not Classic. So don't confuse. Okay, so Creator Studio Classic. I'm going to go there, just other, and I'm just going to not put anything and hit submit. And then I'll just go, like, here's Classic. When it comes up, I can't go to anyone else's video here. See, Richard, I'm in YouTube editing videos. This is the Creator Studio. I can't see anyone else's videos. It's just my videos. Everything's right here all together. It's just, you know, community, live streaming channel, all
Exactly.
that. There's nothing that's different except for now in Studio Beta, they have a lot more and better stuff, and it's just sort of different. So hopefully you can see that, understand that. Dashboard. I love the dashboard. You can see your recent subscribers.
I think we'll go into that when we do the analytics piece.
We're way
the
past.
Next time.
We're gonna.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to.
I know you are, and that's my fault. We're good. And look, I could sit here and talk about this all day. Anybody that is a community member, come on in. We're going to come in afterward. We're going to sit here and talk about whatever you want to, because we're here for the community.
We're going to put that link in our Discord channel where the community gets all of their stuff for being paid members, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me make sure there's no last minute questions. Just, I know you can see every video in both Classic and Beta. They aren't separate locations. That is true. And people have requested to have them together, you know, not separated in video and uploads. But I know that's been asked, but send that feedback. See, you know, send that feedback. Right now, if you go to see lots of it, okay, he's still talking about that. That is how I learned SAP. Click and see what happens. There you go. There you go. Great timing. I have to go anyway. Perfect. Dan, thank you so much for showing up. I really do appreciate it. Anybody that watches this again, rewatches it, please feel free to leave a comment, react, whatever. If you guys that are watching give a thumbs up, that's fine too. I appreciate that. Anything you do there. Heather, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you helping me out. Hopefully, maybe even you learned a little bit today. I don't know.
I did. And I love these shows. And next week, we're going to have Ben Perlmutter.
Perlmutter, yep.
Yeah. And we're going to be talking about home automations. This should be a fun one. That thing when you get to say, hey, I won't do it because it'll set yours off. So
it won't set it off because I got my headset on. So.
Oh, fine.
But everybody else that's listening, it'll turn on if you're watching the TV or something.
Hey, G word. I didn't say it.
Right.
Anyway.
No, thank you so much, everybody.
Well, we'll see you next week.
See y'all next week. And we're going to go talk to the community a little bit in the after show. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and on the replay, etc. Thank you so much.